I got a question for you. What's the difference between Maxholloway and Ilia Topuria? Well, one is going to be viciously knocked out and one is going to do the knocking. It's as simple as that. And even though the internet seems to think otherwise, fellow YouTubers and MMA predictors all kind of seem to sway towards Ilia Topuria, and with reason. Because there's no logical explanation that you can give me for Maxholloway beating him. Ilia Topuria is not Justin Gaethje. He's way better than him, way quicker, more powerful. I would argue more powerful, yeah, even though Justin is a lightweight. I think pound for pound, and even maybe actual power, Ilia might be above him. So if you think that Max is gonna beat Ilia just because he beat Gaethje, you're severely wrong. Ilia is everything that Max has trouble dealing with. He's a little bit smaller than him, he's a good boxer, he has good movement, amazing footwork, great wrestling and jiu-jitsu. Like, Ilia is a danger everywhere. Imagine fighting a guy that can knock you out on the feet, submit you on the ground, or pound you to death, is quicker than you, has more power than you, has a better footwork than you, has better head movement than you, take less shots than you, finishes fight quicker than you, also knocked out the guy that beat you 3 times and is currently the featherweight champion of the world in his prime. And you're gonna tell me that Max has the best chin ever. He's never been knocked out or dropped. Well, he was dropped against Justin Gaethje, but still, that's my whole fear with this fight. I think that Max tends to rely on his chin a little bit too much. He's getting tagged a little bit too much, and even if you look at the stats, he's statistically one of the people that get hit the most. How I see this fight going is pretty simple. I think round 1, they're going to approach each other kind of cautiously. They're going to tip and tap, play with each other, leg kick battle, outside foot battle. And then Ilia is just going to get a little bit more out of every exchange because he has more power, obviously. So every time they exchange, you're just going to see Max's head bob a little bit more backwards instead of Ilia just pushing and pressing forward the whole time. Every time they exchange, Ilia is going to get touched too. But Max is just gonna get, Ilia is gonna get a bigger reaction from Max than Max is getting from Ilia. That's how I see round 1 going. Nothing major, but still, rounds are scored by damage, and I think Ilia is gonna have the damage edge on Max. Maybe the strikes are gonna be comparable. Maybe it's gonna be a 15-15 insignificant strikes or 20-15 to Max. I believe that. I believe it's a possibility. But I also think that Ilia is just going to get an edge because of the reaction he's getting from Max. Round 2, Ilia is going to be picking up the pace like he did against Volk in the second round. You saw how the first round went with Volk. They were kind of approaching each other exactly the same as I think the first round of Volk versus Ilia is going to be very comparable to the first round of Max versus Ilia. In the exception that I think Ilia is going to be a little bit more active just to get reaction from Max and score points. But in round 2, I think Ilia is going to start to really look for that power shot. And I think he's going to drop Max. I really think he's going to drop Max. And I think as he closes the distance and Max tries to counter or anything, I don't think he's slick enough to catch Ilia in a counter. So I think that Ilia is going to close the distance, work the body, and I think he's going to get big reactions from Max. He's obviously not going to just kill Max like he did Jai Herbert, knocking him out against the fence, or Alex. He's not going to do Max like that. Max is way tougher than all those guys combined. But I think Ilia is too slick, man. Max has never faced anybody as slick as Ilia, maybe except Volk. But Volk presents no danger. Volk is going to outpoint you and he's going to beat you for 5 rounds, pillar to post, but presents no danger. You can afford to press towards Volk. You can afford to back up. You can afford to exchange with Volk. You cannot do that against Ilia. You're going to die. And if he sees the striking doesn't work, he's just going to take you down and ragdoll you with his little man strength. He's small and compact, and Holloway is tall and lanky. If Ilia shoots, and I could see Ilia slamming him with his little man strength. I really just think that Ilia is above him everywhere. I think they call Holloway the best striker in the UFC just because he hasn't fought Ilia yet. Because I really do think that Ilia Topuria is the best boxer we have ever seen in the UFC. I've never been as impressed by pure boxing from a fighter. I'm not talking about always the best ever. I'm saying pure boxing. I've never been impressed with anybody's pure boxing skills in the octagon. And the way he just weaves punch and the way he presses in his combo. Just look at the way he knocked out Volk. He gave him like a 5-piece and he pressed against his head and knocked him out with the perfect punch. It's like he knows exactly what to do at the right time. It's muscle memory. And with the power he packs, you cannot afford to get hit by him. You just can't. And Volk did not lose because he was recovering from a knockout or whatever. This Ilia Topuria kills every version of Volk. Every version of Volk. And I think he does the same to Holloway, man. I think round 1 is going to be pretty close, tip and tap. Second round, he's going to be dropping him. And if he doesn't finish him there, because I could see like him dropping Holloway and just finishing him on the ground and pound. I don't think it's going to be like knocked out cold. But if he doesn't finish him round 2, it's going to be round 3. This fight is not going to the distance. Holloway is not surviving 25 minutes. He's not going to avoid Ilia's power for 25 minutes. And if Holloway doesn't knock out Ilia, which I don't see happening, then what exactly is his path to victory? Like, tell me, what is he going to do? Outbox Ilia? Not happening. Outkick Ilia? If he kicks too much, Ilia is gonna he's gonna pick one and then take him down and ragdoll him. Like, what is Holloway's path to victory? Like, genuinely, somebody tell me, because people picking Holloway, I don't know how you can do that. Like, Max will not do what he wants. You know, I see that comment everywhere. Max buy whatever he wants. Max will not do what he wants. Max will in fact not do anything he wants. He won't be able to do anything he wants. He's gonna try to do his best boxer in the UFC shit. He's gonna get, oh my god, he's gonna get clipped so bad he's gonna stop right there. I guarantee you that Max is not pointing to the center in this one. And also, cutting back down after his move up to lightweight is a bad idea. Whatever people say, oh, he has more time, he has that time to lose the weight again. Switching weights like that is not good when your body is accustomed to being bigger for a while, and then you have to go back down. You lose muscle. You lose more muscle than you would have had if you just stayed at that weight for for more time. But nah, he decided to go back down again, face the biggest puncher in the division, the slickest puncher, the fastest puncher. Like, yeah, that's a bad matchup for Max Holloway, the guy who likes to get hit. Against people with no power or like average power, I pick Holloway every time. But now you got a guy with that power, with that wrestling, with that slickness, with that talent. Phew, that's a big ask for my boy. You should have just stayed at lightweight, but now he's going to get knocked out by Ilia, and then he's going to go up again to defend that BMF title against Michael Chandler. And Michael Chandler is probably going to do him just as dirty because he's going to be recovering from that knockout. Like, if Ilia knocks him out and then he goes back up to fight Michael Chandler. Oh, man. I don't even want to think about it. So, yeah, you guys let me know what you think. I don't see no path to victory for Max Holloway. I see Ilia winning this fight 10 times out of 10. And you guys let me know what you think. Leave a comment, leave a like. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.